Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into DeepBookV3. It's a new decentralized central limit order book, a CLO built on the SUI network.
That's right. We're working from the official documentation here.
Yep. And our mission is really to understand what makes this V3 tick and, what it might mean for crypto trading going forward.
It's interesting because DeepBookV3 isn't trying to be the exchange you use directly. It's more like foundational tech.
Foundational? How so?
Well, instead of being a user-facing platform, it aims to be this high-performance core, like an engine, that other DEXs or apps can integrate and build on top of.
Okay. So let's break that down. What is DeepBookV3 in, simple terms?
Think of it as a next-gen trading engine, specifically for decentralized finance, running on the SUI blockchain.
And it uses SUI's specific features.
Exactly. It leans heavily on SUI's architecture, things like parallel execution to achieve really high speeds and keep transaction fees low. The goal is to get closer to the performance you'd expect from, say, a traditional exchange.
Got it. Speed and low cost, the classic DeFi goals. Now, V3 implies there were previous versions. What's new here? What are the major upgrades?
Yeah, it's definitely not just a small update. The docs point to some pretty significant new capabilities. Flash loans are a big one.
Flash loans, right. Those allow for some complex, capital-efficient trades.
Precisely. Then there's the introduction of governance mechanisms. That suggests, the community might get a say in its future direction down the line.
Interesting. Anything else?
Yeah, also improvements to account abstraction, basically making it easier for developers to connect their apps to DeepBook, and tweaks to the matching engine itself for better efficiency.
Did they introduce a token? The Deep token?
They did. The Deep token. Its main role, at least initially, is for paying trading fees on the platform.
So you have to use Deep to trade.
Well, the documentation mentions future plans to allow fee payments in other input tokens, but using Deep, especially staking it, will likely always offer certain benefits.
Okay, staking. Let's talk about that. How does staking Deep actually help a trader?
It creates incentives for both sides of a trade. If you stake Deep and you're a taker, someone filling an existing order, you can get some pretty substantial fee reductions. We're talking potentially down to 0.25 basis points on stable pairs.
Wow, okay, that's low. And for makers, the ones providing the liquidity.
For makers, staking Deep can earn them rebates. These are based on the amount of maker volume they contribute. So it really encourages people to place limit orders and, keep the order book full.
Right, incentivizing liquidity. Makes sense. So how does it actually handle orders if I want to buy some SUI, for instance?
It supports the standard stuff. Market orders if you want to buy or sell immediately, and limit orders where you set your price.
And what if my order is big? Like bigger than any single sell order available?
That's actually a neat feature. DeepBook is designed to pool liquidity. So if you place a large buy order and no single seller has the full amount at your price, it'll automatically aggregate the best available asks to fill your total quantity.
Okay, smart pooling. Cool. Now, a big thing in DeFi is always transparency. How do we know this is all working fairly?
Well, the blockchain itself provides a lot of that. DeepBook functions as a public digital ledger. Every single bid, every ask gets recorded chronologically.
And the matching?
That's automated. It happens based on the rules price, time priority, that sort of thing. Because it's all public, anyone can view the trade history, check prices, verify fairness. It also means people can build tools like dashboards using that data.
So if I, as a user, want to trade using DeepBook, I don't go to deepbook.com or something?
Right, that's the key thing to remember. DeepBook itself doesn't have a front-end, no-user interface for trading directly.
So it's purely back-end infrastructure.
Exactly. It provides the plumbing, the core trading functionality that other projects, DAX, aggregators, wallets, maybe even specific DeFi applications can plug into.
Okay. So if I'm a developer wanting to build something that uses DeepBook, is that difficult?
They've tried to make it accessible. There's an SDK, a software development kit available.
What does the SDK do?
It basically simplifies the process of interacting with the SUI network and, crucially, building these things called programmable transaction blocks. That lets developers create more complex, automated trading logic without getting totally bogged down in the low-level details. It lowers the barrier.
It's open source too, right?
Yep, absolutely. The code is on GitHub. They encourage community contributions and improvements, typically through the formal SUI improvement proposals or SIPs process.
Okay. So wrapping this up for you, the listener, the main takeaway seems to be that DeepBook V3 is a serious attempt to build high-performance, feature-rich trading infrastructure on SUI.
Yeah, it focuses on speed, adds things like flash loans and staking incentives, and keeps things transparent and open. You won't use it directly, most likely, but the exchanges and tools you do use might start leveraging it under the hood.
Which could mean better performance, lower fees, and maybe new trading possibilities for you on SUI-based platforms.
Definitely. And that leads to a kind of provocative thought to leave you with. As this kind of sophisticated CLB technology gets better and better in the decentralized world,
Yeah?
how might that start to reshape the whole balance? The balance between the big centralized exchanges we use now and these emerging decentralized alternatives. What could that ultimately mean for your access to financial markets?
Interesting question. Something to think about. That's all for this deep dive.